In this video, we're going to do the mission called Sea of Trees. Let's get cracking. So this tells us about leveling up. We can level up Strength, Vitality, and Plague. Corvus gains 1 talent point each time he increases an attribute up to level 25. So if we rest at this beacon, we can pop a cheeky level up. So let's do that. We'll pop some points into Strength, and that unlocks the talent menu. So in here, you can pop a talent point into whatever you want to. You can press RB and LB to switch the categories at the top. And you can swap and change these points. So for example, if you put points down here and then you change your mind, you can just press them again, take them away, and reapply them into something else. There's absolutely no drawback. There's no negative effects if you swap it and change in these points. So feel free to swap and change points as many times as you want to. What we'll do is go for Saber Attacks level 2. And Sharp Weapons level 1 for now. What you may find as well is that in your items you've got some of these collection of memories, so you can actually use those like so. That will give us some extra experience points, so you can pop out an extra cheeky level if you've got some of those. And then we've got another talent point to spend, so we're going to go for Sharp Weapons level 2 to sharpen up those weapons. Yeah, so feel free to swap and change your talent points pretty much whenever you want to. Absolutely no drawback to swapping and changing talent points. So just experiment and do what works best for you. So there's an item that is tucked away in that corner, so we'll grab that and head on up here. Got a plague weapon there, so we're going to use that. Charge the claw, rip out the plague weapon. Use it on the enemy there. Rip out the plague weapon. There we go. So that is that. We've got a collectible piece of paper there. I think there's an enemy down here if memory serves. There is an achievement for smashing so many barrels, I do believe. So if you see barrels and stuff, then feel free to get smashy on all the barrels. Piece of paper there, collectible piece of paper, so we'll grab that bad boy and then push on forward. Speaking of smashing barrels, there we go. I will charge claw. There we go. Rip out the axe. That guy's also dropped a skill shard, so they're quite important. That's basically what we use to level up our own plague weapons, which we will get access to soon. So sometimes what happens is if you do the charged claw, it can sort of like pull out extra skill shards like that. So we kind of got access to an extra skill shard there because we did the charged claw on him mid-combat. And that's what we use to level up our plague weapons. So sometimes it is worth doing an extra charged claw mid-combat sometimes if you're looking to get some extra skill shards. So we'll head this way first. I think there's an extra like collectible item, so we drop down, grab the collectible piece of paper, and I think we can drop down either way here, so it just leads back to the original platform. Smash some more things there, and then just follow that back around. So yeah, when we can do, I'll show you the plague weapons that we get access to. Smashy barrels. Extra little bit down here, I do believe. So there's another collectible piece of paper, so we can grab that. Some ladders. I think this is a shortcut to the original beacon, so you can rest there if you want to. Just keep in mind that it will respawn enemies if you do rest at the beacon. So we're just going to open the shortcut for now, and then head on back and to the right. A few more smashy barrels. These usually open with that charged sort of like running attack there, so just watch out for that. We'll try and get an extra skill shard perhaps if we can do. Charge right trigger. See what we get there. Yeah, 2 knife skill shards. Sounds good. So a couple of bits and bobs here. We've got a collectible piece of paper tucked away around the side. Managed to get an extra skill shard from that guy as well. This tells us about the plague weapons, but we'll cover that in a minute when we get to a beacon. So that is that. Move on forward, collectible piece of paper, let's grab that. Charge claw. Let's take these out. Execute that one before it regenerates. There we go, grab that. So sometimes we get these like cyst things that have this like weird toxic gas stuff. You can throw feathers if you want to destroy those. Or you can sort of like, you know, go up to them and melee attack them as well. There's an item in that barrel there in that corner. So we'll grab that. Push on forward. Watch out for this bad boy. Pop a potion. We need to do a claw attack to stop him from regenerating. You can throw feathers sometimes if you can't quite get into the enemy to actually attack them like melee. You can throw a feather to stop them regenerating as well, so just keep that in mind if you need to stop them from regenerating their health. Make sure to throw a feather if you need to. So I've got a hand axe there. A hand axe skill shard, sorry. There we go. Pop a potion. Push on forward. This enemy just tucked away there. This guy always gets me, so that's why I always remember this guy behind the tree. A couple of enemies knocking about here, so we'll use the feathers to kind of like lure them to us. We don't want to fight them in that gas. So just a note with the gas as well. It doesn't actually do damage to you instantly. Like a bar will kind of like build up like that, and then when it does build up, that's when it starts to do damage when it gets to the top. You can also like dodge forward like that and then attack the thing if you want to as well. Smashy smashy barrels. I think there's a collectible over here. So grab that collectible piece of paper. Drop on down. And I think we're coming to a checkpoint soon-ish. Or a beacon soon-ish. So we should be able to unlock some plague weapons and equip them. It's quite a tough enemy, I think, inside this kind of circus tent. Just going to check there. And sometimes like collectibles and items hidden in barrels as well, so it's worth smashing those barrels. Okay, so what we'll do is just use any a collection of memories that we might have, so we'll pop those bad boys and we'll do a rest and level up. Go for some vitality at this point, up to 5, and we also unlock talents. So what we can do is we'll go for deflect level 2, and we'll go for I want to get step and jump because this is what I use instead of feathers to interrupt. So basically you can run up an enemy's weapon. It's kind of like Makiri counter from Sekiro. If you played Sekiro, you press forward and B when you see the green charge attack to like run up the actual weapon. So that's what I tend to use, and I find that very, very useful. And what we'll get as well is Plague Wounds level 2. So that extends the time taken before the wounds start to heal, basically. So that's it's very, very useful. And then we have access to plague weapons with the skill shards that we got. So right now we just got hand axe. So you can press that, press equip. And then what we'll see is In the bottom right, you'll now see we've got the axe icon. It uses energy, which is the green bar, to cast it, and it goes. It kind of like regenerates. You'll see like the icon kind of regenerates. It's like a white line thing going up the sides, and it indicates when it's ready to use again. We don't have enough energy to use it, but if we rest at the beacon, we'll get that back. So that is that. Just keep in mind that will cost energy to use. This enemy is quite a spicy meatball, once again, one of those spicy meatball enemies. Just watch out. His attacks are quite slow though, so you can sort of like jump in, attack a few times. You can technically perfect parry those if you want to, or you can just like dodge out of the way. If you don't want his health to heal up, just keep throwing your feathers and stuff. Getting those claw attacks when you can do. Like that. You can usually get in an attack or two between the swings here because he's that slow with the swings. So I usually just back up for that one. You can do a charged claw if you want to try and get some extra skill shards from this guy. Sometimes work, sometimes don't. We'll see if we can get some. That's the step jump in action there, so like up and B. When you see that green charged move, hopefully you'll do it again. That's the one where he kind of like ground pounds the floor, so we'll just let him do that. Trying to get some extra skill shards. Up and B. There we go. Kind of like a Makiri counter, that is. And then execute. That execution sequence there is awesome. And we've got a potion upgrade there. I think it just mentioned about potion upgrades, so we'll check that in just a second. So yeah, make sure to grab all the bits and bobs. Smashy barrels if you want to. We've got some hammer skill shards there as well, so we'll check those out at the beacon. Have a look. So potions is highlighted now, so if you press that and press upgrade, we've got one item that allows us to upgrade the potion a little bit, so we're going to go for amount of potions +1. Gives us extra potion. Plague weapon, we now can unlock this hammer there, so we've got hammer and hand axe. That is that for now. So we'll push on forward. I'm not sure if we've got any collectibles from that. No, the collection of memory, sorry, I meant to say. We did not. Okay, so we are good to go. Still a fair bit to go on this stage. What we could do with ideally is the double claw attack. Because right now we just got single claw. It takes a lot longer to like delete the enemy's wounds. But we can unlock double claw. So grab that collectible piece of paper. Use the plague weapon that we took from the enemy. Use our own plague weapon. We get some ladders there a little bit later, so we'll leave that for now. Grab the collectible piece of paper. Smash the barrels. I think there's an enemy knocking about around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So we'll rip the plague weapon. So if you keep your eye on the energy bar, so if we use the plague weapon that we ripped from the enemy, it doesn't take away from the energy bar, but if we use our own plague weapon, it does take away from the energy bar. I thought I'd just mention that. So for now we'll head up here. I want to get a couple of upgrades for the claw as well, so I want double claw attack is really useful. And there is a talent point where if we hit an enemy with the claw, it also restores our energy bar as well, which is very useful. This door is locked for now. A secret room. We can smash through this. I think there's an item that's knocking about down there. Collectible piece of paper. If we can grab it, there we go. Open that back up. So yeah, there's some talent points where we can sort of like restore our energy by taking out enemies and attacking them with claws and stuff like that, so we'll work towards that. This is the ladders that we can kick down. And for now that's kind of covered in the toxic gas, so we'll head on up. Grab that. There's quite a spicy meatball enemy around here somewhere. It usually attacks 3 times when they kind of do that thrust. It's usually 3 times. Try and get some extra skill points from this guy if we can do. By using the charge claw. See what we got. Just 1, that's fine for now. So feathers to delete that. I pressed in the right thumbstick there to check if there was an enemy, and it turns out there was. So just delete that guy. I think we can get an extra item from down there. Oh, that's the other side of the toxic gas actually, so we'll just check around here first. Yep. So we'll grab those bits and bobs, and then we can drop off the top. Press the thumbstick in case there's an enemy. There is. Okay, we'll use the plague weapon that we took from the enemy. Quite a few around here, so just be careful. Smash through those. Execute before he gets back up. Smash through those. So that's that. And now we've cleared the toxic gas stuff, we can explore this area a little bit better. Smashy smashy barrels. I think there's something that just leads back to that secret room. I think there's a drop off somewhere around here. Yeah, just down here, so we can drop off. See what we can grab from this section. I think this bit is a ingredient that we can pop in the potion. I'll just double check. Yeah, so sometimes the blue icons on the floor are also ingredients for potions, which we'll cover a little bit later. So I'll drop down here. I think there's an enemy, so I'm going to press in right thumbstick. Oh no, we're clear. So collectible piece of paper, grab all the bits and bobs, smash all the things. Head back up. And then at this point we have to drop off this side, and we use the ladders that we kicked down from earlier. And we should get the key to that secret room a little bit later, although we don't really need to go to that secret room just yet on this stage, but we'll come back to it a little bit later. We'll push on forward. This enemy is another spicy meatball, so just be careful. Just going to rip the weapon, and we'll kind of use that to our advantage. Be careful. Sometimes you can get hit whilst you're using a plague weapon, so just be careful of that. Just keep your eye on your health bar. There we go. That's the upwards forward and B to run up that. They usually do like 2 attacks on that spin to win, so you parry twice. I'm just going to play it safe and pop potions. I tried to forward and B there, but it didn't quite want to play. You can use a feather to stop him from regenerating. Forward and B. Just going to basically do the claw attacks as and when we can do at this point. Like so. Feather to stop him from regenerating. There we go. One more should do. we go. So we can pick up the bits and bobs, halberd, and we got, I think we got the key there to the secret room. Although we don't really need to use it just yet, so we'll just hang on to it for now. So that guy is a bit of a spicy meatball, so watch out for that. And there'll be a couple of enemies knocking around in here as well. There we go. Smash the barrels. I think we open that shortcut down there a little bit later, so we'll just hold on to that for now. And there is still a little while until we actually get to a checkpoint, so what we may do is skip some enemies and come back to them in a minute, if we need to. There we go, take them out. Some skill shards, I think knife skill shards. Yeah, so there's a couple of bits and bobs we can do here. Smashy barrels. I think there's a couple of enemies hiding away, so we'll just smash through those. Head on down. A couple more enemies hiding down here. I do believe, if memory serves. Yep, so just be careful. We can only take one more hit. So what we'll do is leave these for now. And what we'll do is we'll grab a checkpoint and kind of like drop down to this area. So there's like an easy drop down type section that we can use. So we'll just grab that collectible on that platform. We're just going to run past these. Up to these ladders. Once you get on the ladders, you are smooth sailing. The enemies can't like climb up and follow you and stuff, so. Then we'll grab the beacon. Rest of the beacon. And we can basically drop down here, so we'll open this shortcut first of all. Back up to the top bit. And you can also drop down this section as well. They both kind of lead back to a similar place, which we'll go back to in just a second. So we'll just use these items first to level up. See what we can do. So we'll pop some points into strength and vitality. And then go unlock talent. And we'll get those talent points for the claws that I mentioned before. So we'll go for long claw is very good. So right trigger again after a long claw to perform a second attack. And we'll also go for long claw level 3. We'll go for dodge and slash level 1. That'll do for now. And we can upgrade the potions a little bit. Got health recovery, so I'll pop that in there. So we've got 2 points into health recovery and 2 into amount of potions. So basically this leads back. So what I'll do is go up the shortcut to pick up from where we left off at the top section. This bit kind of goes back to the top section, and that drop down is you know, back down to the bottom section. And we're quite close to the boss of this level, so sometimes what it's worth doing is this particular section here with the drop down that I just showed you and the shortcut that we just went through. It's sometimes worth like doing a few rounds of you know, going through here and killing some enemies and stuff for some extra experience points, because the boss is a very, very spicy meatball, and having like a couple of extra levels and stuff like really helps with that boss. So yeah, we'll just clear these out for a few extra experience points. This is the we can drop down here to the ground section, and that's the stairs there just in front of us that you can see. That also drops down to the ground section, like so. So we'll just clear this area out because there's an enemy that we can get a really good item from if we do take him out. So That's why we come back down to this section. Just check for a few bits and bobs. So I'll see if we can get a feather interrupt. The feather interrupt works a bit better on this enemy than the one with the greatsword. There we go. So just throw the feather like as he's jumping towards us. His attacks are quite slow. Once again, you can get in quite a few attacks before he's even like done anything. So you can just pop those in between his attacks and things. If you can do, you can try for a charge claw if you want to try and get some extra skill shards that might drop just like that. Just try and time them between his swings. Use the feather. That's the attack that he gives us. There we go. So yeah, that's the enemy that we came back down here for to get the potion upgrade item. So that is that. I don't think there's too much more down here apart from maybe a collectible piece of paper. Yep, just in there. And we might be able to get the shortcut. No, not at this time, so that's fine. We'll just leave that for now. So just a collectible piece of paper against that gate there. I believe that's kind of all there is down here. Maybe a few extra enemies just kind of just knocking about. Last three of those. But yeah, this is the section that I mentioned before. If you need to maybe get a few more levels and stuff for the boss, it's worth kind of like dropping down there, taking out some enemies, going up these ladders, following it back round, resting at the beacon, and then just dropping back down there again, and just doing a few rounds to rack up some extra experience points. If you want to, because the boss is coming on up. I'll just unlock these plague weapons. You can also level up the plague weapons, so when you get more skill shards, like this halberd here, you'll see we can press this one, so extra 10% damage on the halberd, and you can keep upgrading these as you go. What I'm going to do is actually equip the halberd, because I quite like that one, so we'll pop that on. And potions, we have, let's have a look. One potion upgrade, so we can use that for ingredient slots. This is what I was talking about earlier with the ingredients. So if we press on this and now go to craft, we've got an ingredient slot unlocked on this potion. So you can press that and you can whack something into that slot. So this one will give us plus 34 energy if we put that in. And this one will give us plus 46 health. So we'll whack that in there for some extra health on our potion drink. Just double check, I can't remember if we used any items that we may have. So collection of memories level 1. We'll use that for some extra experience points. Might be able to get an extra level. We can't, that's fine. I'll just check how far we are away from leveling. So literally maybe an enemy or two. So it's probably worth popping a cheeky... In fact, there's actually an enemy up here. And there's an item hidden down here as well, just down the sides of this thing here. So what we'll do is go up this little secret stairway. This enemy is once again quite a spicy meatball, so be very careful with this one. So we're going to get up close and personal. Combination of saber and claw attacks. Kind of do like the throwing daggers attack. They usually attack 4 times in that chain. If you can do, try and get an extra claw attack, a charge claw, but it is quite difficult to pull off on this boss. Enemy, not boss. Once again, be careful of your health, because you can still take damage when you're using your plague weapons, like so. Go for a charge claw there. See what we can get. So we've got a potion upgrade, and we've got some flying daggers, skill shards there as well. So that is that. But yeah, just be careful with that enemy because they can be quite spicy and they do pack a massive punch. Collectible piece of paper up the top, so we'll grab that, head on back down. That's pretty much all there is there. Smash the barrels. Then we should be good to go. That should give us enough to level up as well, so we'll pop a point into... we'll go for strength, so we've got 6 and 6. Talent point. See what we can do. We'll go for... we got the double claw. We'll go for blessing level 1. So there's a 30% chance to reduce incoming damage by 10%. So we'll pop that on. Keep us a bit safer. And that's the flying daggers that we unlocked from that enemy that we just fought. That is that. We may be able to... I'm not sure if we've got enough potion... things to upgrade the potion. I don't think we've got quite enough. No, so that's fine. We'll go with that. So that's pretty much the boss. And we're going to be rocking the halberd for this. This guy is a bit of a spicy meatball. Let's jump into it. This tells us about ultimate attacks, which basically, if there's a red light or a red glow from the enemy, you basically just want to run really, really far away. Otherwise, it will hurt a lot. The ultimates pack a massive punch. So with this guy, it may take a little bit of time to get used to his timings and stuff. That's kind of like a 3-hit combo that he does. The third one is slightly delayed. When he kind of turns around, does that back kick thing. Watch out for that delayed kick that he does. Kind of like winds up his leg a little bit. That one. We'll go for the halberd. We've pretty much just got wounds left to do. So we're going to pop a potion there. Don't forget you can use your feathers. If you don't want him to regenerate, you can pop your feathers. Stop his wounds from healing back up. There we go. So double claw. Double claw is very, very useful for this boss. So we'll take him through phase 1. If you look at the health bar, you'll see there's like 2 little icons to the side of it, so you can tell if he's got one phase or 2. So this is phase 2. It's quite similar, it's just a bit faster and does some extra attacks on the end of his combos. One potion, gonna be safe there. Halberd. A potion. I've got one more potion left, so I'm going to be quite aggressive at this point. Halberd, claw, and then just claw at this point because he's just got wounds left. Play it safe, go for the potion, double claw. With the timings on his attacks, once again, it may take a bit of practice to get used to his combo timings and stuff like that. But the beacon, the checkpoint, is just down the stairs, so it doesn't really take too long to get back to the boss. Don't be afraid to kind of like throw yourself into this boss fight quite a few times just to get used to the actual parry timings and stuff. You know, no shame in popping back to the beacon, throwing yourself back into the fight. It's how we learn, it's how we grow, it's how we get experience. And other than that, that is the stage. There's loads more video game tutorials, boss guides and walkthroughs on my channel. Some videos have just popped up right now, feel free to check them out and give them a click. I've covered loads of games such as Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Neo 2, Ninja Gaiden and loads more. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.